Hey racers, JonRacer3 here today for the finale of Hot Wheels Tournaments Season 6. As you can see, we have all of the hypercars lined up from the season. We've had 10 races so far, and every single race has been a fantastic time to film, but now it's time to find out who will be their Season 6 champion and join the ranks along with all of the other Hot Wheels season championships. Who will take that final spot? We're about to find out. As for the track, I said you guys would be able to choose the track in a community post, and you guys decided to choose the fat track, so that is what you're going to get. We have the beautiful fat track here, and if you remember correctly from the second race of the season, we did have cars race on the fat track, and that resulted in the FXX taking first, which would be the only time we see the FXX in the finale, with the Senna coming in second as well as the Senna, same thing with the FXX, and then the 720S coming in third, but the 720S also came in third in another race, which was the street track race. Now, the way this is going to work is we're going to have a couple of separate tournaments in one giant tournament. Our first place cars are going to be automatically drafted into the final, but with our second and third place cars, we are going to do a tournament with the third place cars and the second place cars to get two cars from those categories into the finale with the champions. So getting second or third got you a second chance. So then in total we will have 12 cars for the finale. Every single race is going to be the first car to 2 wins. And yeah, this is going to get very exciting. So let's go ahead and start with our third place cars. To start off with, we've got the Lamborghini Veneno, the Lamborghini the McLaren 720S, the Porsche 918 Spider, the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3, the Lamborghini Veneno, a Maserati MC12, Bugatti Veyron, another 720S, a Lamborghini Sesto Elemento, and then finally we have the Infinity Vision Concept. Let's go ahead and get racing. Here we go for our first matchup. It's the Veneno 720S and 918 Spider. Let the finale of Season 6 commence. 3, 2, 1. And it looks like it's going to be that Porsche 918 taking the first win. Here we go, race number 2, one more for the Porsche, and it's over. 3, 2, 1. Looks like it was a bad start for the 918, and it's going to end up being the Veneno taking its first win. Here we go, race number 3. This could be it. 3, 2, 1. And look at that. It is going to be the Porsche 918 Spider taking the win. Here we go for our next matchup. We got another Lamborghini Veneno, Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3, and a Maserati MC12. 3, 2, 1. Look at that. It's going to be close, but the Veneno sneaks it around the outside of the MC12. Here we go, race number 2. The Veneno is up 1. 3, 2, 1. And look at that, it's going to be the Lamborghini Veneno staying ahead and moving on to the next round with the Porsche. And next up, we're going to have 2 1 versus 1 matchups. Now we've got the 720S and the Red Veyron. 3, 2, 1. Looks like the Red Veyron's going to get a fantastic start and get the first race. They've switched lanes. 3, 2, 1. That Veyron just has the speed over the 720S. The Veyron is moving on. Here we go for our final matchup of the third place cars first round. We have the Vision from Infinity, and then we have the Sesto from Lamborghini. 3, 2, 1. Look at that, it's going to be close, but it's going to be the Sesto staying ahead of the Infinity. Here we go, this could be it if the Sesto takes it. 3, 2, 1. Look at that, it's going to be close, but it's going to be the Sesto Elemento taking the win. Here we go to see the semifinals. We got the Porsche 918 Spider versus the Lamborghini Veneno, and the Bugatti Veyron versus the Sesto Elemento. Let's get started. Here we go, race number 1. 3, 2, 1. Look at that, it's going to be the Porsche 918 taking the first win. Here we go, race number 2. 3, 2, 1. And it looks like the Veneno is going to bring it back. Wait! No! That was too close, but it's going to be the Porsche going back. Don't think he got in front of the Veneno. We're going to give that to the Veneno and go to a third race. They've switched lanes once again. Who will get it in 3, 2, 1. And look at that, it's going to be the Porsche 918 shoving the Veneno aside, moving on to the finals for the third place cars. And here we go for the next matchup. We have the Sesto and the Veyron. 3, 2, 1. Look at that, it's a straight one down the front stretch, but it's going to be the Sesto taking the first win. Who could have seen that coming? Here we go, race number 2. 3, 2, 1. Look at that, the Veyron has the speed, it gets off of the track a little bit, but still manages to hold it in front of the Sesto. It's 1-1. Can the Veyron bring it back? We're about to find out in 3, 2, 1. It's going to be close, but it is the Veyron taking it back, beating out the Sesto, who gets derailed on the backstretch. What a race. Here we go, which one of these cars will go to join the champions or winners of this series? Will it be the 918 or the Veyron? First to 2 wins to decide it. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Look at that, and it's going to be the Veyron staying ahead, but it's going to be the 918 bringing it back and beating out the Veyron on that backstretch. What a comeback. That 918 wants it bad. So we're going to the second race. Can the 918 take it home? We're about to find out in 3, 2, 1. Looks like the Veyron has the speed over the 918 this time. We're going to a third race. It's 1-1. Who's going to take it home? 3, 2, 1. It's going to be close. The 918 peeked his nose on the inside on that corner, but it's not going to be enough. The Veyron is moving on to the champions. Here we go. Now it's time to race our second place competitors. Exact same thing with the third place cars. Let's get it started. We have a lot more McLarens in this group of cars. We have 2 F1s there, 1 F1 here, and a Senna. And then we also have the Sesto Elemento in this matchup, who will take it in 3, 2, 1. Look at that, it's going to be the white F1 taking the first win. Here we go, if the F1 takes it, he's moving on. 3, 2, 1. Look at that, F1 has the speed down the front stretch, and we'll get it down to backstretch. The F1 takes it. Next up, we have the only 2 Mazda Furais to advance, and then an F1 in the middle. 3, 2, 1. A bad start for the blue Furai, but it's going to be the golden Furai taking the first win. Here we go, race number 2. 3, 2, 1. And look at that golden Furai go. It has the acceleration off of the start. The Furai is moving on. Next up, we have a notoriously fast Maserati MC12 versus another F1. 3, 2, 1. The F1 has the speed. The Maserati tries to go on the inside, but it's not enough. That F1 is just too fast on the outside. It's going to take the first win. Here we go, race number 2. The F1's on the inside. 3, 2, 1. It looks like the F1 is going to cut off the MC12, easily taking that win. Next up, we have a matchup that we've seen before, a 599XX and a Veyron. 3, 2, 1. Look at that, and it's going to be a wreck on the front stretch. The Veyron is turned around, and it's going to be the 599XX taking the win. Here we go, race number 2. 3, 2, 1. And it's going to be the 599XX sneaking that one away, taking the win. For our next matchup, we have 2 victors, the F1 and the Furai. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Look at that, it's going to be the Furai cutting up across to the top of the track, letting the F1 pass and take the first win. Here we go, race number 2, the F1 is up 1. 3, 2, 1. It's not a good start for the Furai. The F1 cuts up in front, and it's going to be the F1 taking the win and moving to the finale of the second place cars. Here we go. Next up, we got another F1, and then the 599XX. 3, 2, 1. Look at that F1 go. The F1 has the speed over the Ferrari, but it's going to be the Ferrari sneaking around the outside and beating the F1. That's the second time we've seen it today. I've not seen that in a long time, but the Ferrari is up 1 win. The Ferrari wants this bad, but can he take it? We're about to find out in 3, 2, 1. And it looks like it's going to be the F1 hitting the tape first on that one. We're going to a third race. Here we go, race number 3. 3, 2, 1. That F1 has a very good start on the Ferrari, and it's going to be enough. The F1 is moving on. We've got an F1 versus an F1 situation. It's looking good for McLaren right now. Here we go, race number 1. 3, 2, 1. Look at that white F1 go. It has got a lot of speed there. It's going to take the first win. One more win for the white F1, and he's moving on. 3, 2, 1. Oh no, and it looks like he's turned around and shoved off of the track. It's going to be the black F1 taking his first win. Here we're going to a third race. Here we go, race number 3. Who will it be? 3, 2, 1. It's a good start for the white F1, and it's going to be enough as he completely flies away. It's going to be the white F1 taking the win. So there you have it, folks. Now we have all of our champions set up to see who will be the actual king of the tournament. Let's get our matchups. Here we go. The matchups have been completely randomized. I made it so no cars will be going up against their same car for the matchups. First car to 2 wins will be the winner. Who will get eliminated and who will prevail? For our first matchup, we have a Pagani Huayra, an Enzo Ferrari, and a Sesto Elemento. Both the Enzo and the Sesto have been very dominant throughout the entire series. Who will it be? 3, 2, 1. Look at that Sesto go. It's going to flip over and leave the Enzo to take the first win. That is unfortunate. Here we go. Next race. The Enzo is up 1. 3, 2, 1. It's a good start for the Sesto again, and he's not going to flip over this time. The Sesto is up 1. Here we go. Both the Sesto and the Enzo are up 1. Who will it be? 3, 2, 1. It's the Sesto with a good run, but it's going to be the Pagani sneaking around on the inside, taking its first win. It's everyone's race now. The final race, who will it be? 3, 2, 1. Look at that, the Sesto's got a good lead, and it's going to be the Sesto Elemento taking the win. Next up, we've got that fearful FXX who won the Fat Track race to get here. Let's see how he does. 3, 2, 1. And the FXX is going to fall ahead and take the first win. That Veyron, though, coming from a third place car, did pretty well. Here we go, the FXX now on the inside. Let's hope it doesn't wipe out. 3, 2, 1. Look at that, and the FXX very cleanly gets ahead of the competition, and we'll move on to the next race. Next up, we have a lot of dominant manufacturers. We've got Lamborghini, Ferrari, and McLaren. Who is going to take it? 3, 2, 1. That McLaren F1 is going to take the first race. Coming from a second place car, he's bringing it back. Here we go, race number 2. If the F1 takes it, if it's all over, 3, 2, 1. The F1 has the speed over the Sesto Elemento, and he's going to be moving on to the semifinals. Fun fact, this is the F1 that got second place on the Anki crash track right behind the Pagani, so we never saw it race on the fat track. It was hiding a lot of potential, but now it's on to the final race of the second round. Of the first round, I mean. Here we go. Race 3, 2, 1. That Enzo is the speed, but it's Chiron trying to go on the outside. It's not going to be enough. The Enzo is going to take the first race. Here we go, race number 2. 3, 2, 2, 1. Look at that Enzo go. It's got so much speed. The Enzo is moving on. We've got 4 extremely fast cars here. We got the F1 who came back all the way from the second place tournament. We've got the Sesto Elemento who had 2 cars finish first in the series, but then we have that Enzo with 3 cars finishing first in the series. Then the FXX who won the fat track race last time. We've got a lot of nice cars here. It's going to be the Sesto and the FXX versus the F1 and the Enzo. Let's get started. Here we go, race number 1. 3, 2, 1. Look at that, it's going to be close, but the Sesto shoves the FXX out of the way, taking the first win. Here we go, race 2. 3, 2, 1. Look at that, it's going to be the FXX getting it on the outside, but the Sesto's going to come back on the inside with such a close race, eliminating the FXX and moving himself to the finals. Wow, that was insane. Here we go, next up we got white versus black, yin versus yang, the underdog versus the champion, the F1 versus the Enzo. 3, 2, 1. That F1 has the speed. The Enzo tries to turn him around on the front stretch, but it's not going to be enough. The F1 is going to take race number 1. Here we are for race number 2. Can the F1 bring it back? 3, 2, 1. That F1 just has so much acceleration. The F1 is going to destroy the Enzo Ferrari, moving to the finale. Here we go. This golden Sesto came first place in the Super 6-lane race. It is now going to be pitting up against the F1 who got second in that Anki Crash Track tournament, but brought it back in the second place tournament, and is now going to face off for the title of the fastest Hot Wheels hypercar. Now, it's going to be the first car to 3 wins for this finale, and it's going to get close. Who is it going to be? Comment down below. Here we go. The Sesto's on the inside. The F1 is on the outside. Race 1. 3, 2, 1. Look at that. The Sesto is going to steer ahead of the F1, blocking him off and taking the first win. Here we go with race number 2. 3, 2, 1. That F1 tried to sneak it around the inside, but it's not going to be enough. The Sesto is going to hold him off. This could be it. If the Sesto takes it here, it is all over. Can the F1 bring it back? There's a chance. Who will it be in 3, 2, 1? Look at that, and the F1 is going to steer out the Sesto, taking the first win and pushing it to another race. It is not over yet. Here we go, race number 4. Who is it going to be? Can the F1 bring it back? It's going to get close. 3, 2, 1. Look at that, the F1 is going to block him off through the turn. It is now 2 versus 2 going into the finale. Oh my gosh. This is it. The title for fastest hypercar literally comes down to this race. Oh my gosh. This is going to get intense. The F1, the comeback king, or the fastest car, the Sesto Elemento in gold. Who will it be? In 3, 2, 1. It's going to be the McLaren F1 coming back from second place from a 2-win deficit from the Sesto, beating him out and becoming your king of Hot Wheels Tournaments Season 6. What an incredible story arc for these 2 cars. The F1 having to go through so many races today, but he finally got here in first place as your hypercar king of the hill, beating the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento, which put in a 2-win lead right at the beginning, but lost it to a comeback story. That F1 really had some heart today, and that is some of the most fantastic racing I've ever had on this channel. thank you guys so much for watching this tournament. I really hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned. We have some more series coming out this year. Don't you worry, but the F1 is going to be entered into the Tournament of Champions as one of the season victors. More information to come on that in the future, but wow, that was an insane tournament. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Peace.